What is your name?
My name is Danielle Lang.
Danielle, where do you come from?
I come from Toronto, Canada.
Nice. And how long have you been in Hangzhou, China?
About a year and a half now.
Year and a half. Yeah, what kind of school do you work in?
I work at a children's language training school.
Private school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the same school? This is your second contract or first contract?
Second contract there. I worked there for a year before. Went home for a year and then I just came back this past January.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge teaching abroad?
So learning the Chinese language and getting to understand the culture and just cultural differences. But
Okay.
I think once you get over that, it's pretty easy.
Okay. What about your school? Do you have any challenges with your school?
Again, I think cultural differences between the management and the foreign teachers. Sometimes they have maybe different expectations, and we also have certain expectations, and so sometimes there's a bit of tension. But I think we're pretty fortunate. Our boss lived in Canada for a while, so there's a lot of give there.
Right, right. How do you like the food?
I'm used to it now, definitely. So.
Used to it? Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it. There's definitely some interesting things, but you know, good plate of 5 kwai noodles. Can't beat that.
Nice. What advice would you give to someone that's thinking about coming abroad to teach?
I would say don't go looking for a job online first. Like, research some cities first, then come to China as a tourist and go visit schools and actually look at the facilities themselves, talk to foreign teachers there. Just go to a local expat bar at night and just talk to people there and find out about the different schools and go from there. Because there are so many instances I've heard where people are just getting rolled by different schools and just really bad horror stories. So definitely check it out in person.
Right.
And go by word of mouth.
Right. What about your housing? How's your housing?
My housing's very good since I found the apartment myself. My first apartment that was provided by the school, I think it was pretty standard of what schools will give you. So I mean, it wasn't the most beautiful and luxurious of accommodations, but it was nice. It was clean. It was nice because all my neighbors were Chinese. Very Chinese neighborhood. I know it sounds stupid to say, but I mean, there's like a fish guy right below me, and like it was just really great. Good environment. But no, it was good. It was clean, normal toilet, hot water. Yeah, it was good for a first apartment here, I'd say.
Do you have a favorite classroom game or activity you'd like to share?
Yeah, pretty much. I just find children like throwing balls. So I think just throw up a grid, a 4x4 grid on the blackboard with a bunch of question marks in each square, and then get the kid to ask the kid a question. If they get the answer right, they can throw the ball, and whatever square they hit, you can reveal what the points are behind the question mark, like 10 points or switch points with another team or death or something like that. So it's always a popular game in the classroom.
Right, right. Great, thank you.
Alright, thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Marilyn Tian.
Okay, Marilyn, where do you come from?
I come from New Brunswick, Canada.
Okay. And how long have you been teaching in China?
I've been teaching for about a year and a half now.
A year and a half. And do you like it?
I love it.
Do you teach in a private school or public school?
I teach in a private academy. It's called the Royal Queen's Academy.
Okay. And what's that like? And how many students do you have in a class?
It's very interesting. In a classroom, we only have, it's one-on-one mostly. Then in the summertime when we put on what are they called? Well, sorry. We put on camps.
That's all right.
There are probably 20 students, but throughout the year we have 1 or 2 students in our class, so it's very fulfilling.
Right. What would you say has been the biggest challenge you've had living and teaching abroad?
The biggest challenge, of course, is missing Western food, missing my native language. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time here. I really have.
Yes. Great. What advice would you give someone who's interested in coming abroad to teach?
I would say keep an open mind, enjoy your time here, get out as much as possible and see as much as possible, travel, and get to know the locals. I think it's really important to get to know their culture and to understand them.
Great. And last question, do you have a favorite classroom tool, game, or other activity you'd like to share?
I guess my favorite game would just be word games, Scrabble, Hangman. I think students learn mostly when they realize that it's fun, that they're not actually being taught something, that it's more of a game.
Hello, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Megan.
Megan, where do you come from?
I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay, how long have you been in China?
For about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
A little over 2 weeks.
So you're fresh off the boat.
Fresh, yeah.
And so far, how's it going?
It's great. It's great. I teach in the same academy as Marilyn, and I like the one-on-one with the students as well. The interaction that we get from having a very small classroom.
Right, right. Yeah. What would you say has been the biggest challenge you've had teaching abroad?
Definitely the language. For me, the heat is really hard to deal with, and the bugs. It's interesting because I taught at university for 2 years before I came here, freshman composition at a university, and it's a different kind of frustration altogether. It's more language than it is motivation, because they are motivated, but there's a language barrier that makes it difficult.
Right. How's your Chinese?
I have a few phrases worked out now.
Yeah.
Not many,
yeah.
Just a couple.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Great. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about coming abroad to teach?
Definitely keep an open mind, and get out and see as many things as you can. Learn as much about their lifestyle, about their religions, about what food they eat, although you don't have to eat it all. Don't drink the tap water. It depends on where you're coming from. I really think it does, and it depends on how well you travel as a person.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. And do you have a favorite game or activity you'd like to share?
I haven't tried Scrabble yet.
Okay.
Hangman I've tried.
Okay.
That's fun.
Right.
I haven't done too many activities with them yet just because I'm so new at it, but it depends on the students too. We like to draw with a couple of different students. They like drawing. So I'll tell them a story and they'll draw what they think the story looks like.
Yeah.
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 Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Tara.
Tara, where do you come from?
I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Nova Scotia. How long have you been in China?
I've been in China for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Only teaching for 2.
Teaching for 2, okay. How do you like it so far?
I love it. I'm still in the honeymoon phase.
Okay. Great. And have you learned any Chinese?
I have a few phrases, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I want to learn more.
Great. What's been your biggest challenge teaching abroad?
The language, definitely. Definitely the language. I really hate not being able to talk to people, and I feel rude not knowing their language.
Yeah. How do you like their food?
I do. I actually like it. I do miss Western food a
Right.
lot, but I do enjoy the food. It's good.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about coming abroad to teach?
Do it.
Just do it, huh?
Just do it. Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Great. And do you have a favorite game or activity you'd like to share?
My favorite activity is I like to think of a topic for conversation classes. I like to think of a topic and just like put and do like a web map and get them to ask like 10 questions or think of 10 questions, and like I think of questions too, and then we just spend like 20 minutes talking about it, about that topic. About it could be what if and then ... and then you make up the rest. What if you could be another person for a day, et cetera,
Right.
or about beauty, and then a whole bunch of different questions about that. And